Namaste. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita with Himanshu. I am Himanshu Rai. In the previous season, we stood with Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, confused, emotionally overwhelmed, and unable to move forward. Now begins chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga. If chapter 1 is the collapse of certainty, chapter 2 is the beginning of wisdom. And perhaps that is how life unfolds for all of us. Real growth often begins not when we are strong, but when our old understanding breaks apart. Today's episode is about the battlefield within. Kurukshetra is not merely a physical battlefield. It is also psychological. It is moral. It is emotional. And each one of us carries a Kurukshetra within ourselves. There are moments in life when intellect and emotion move in opposite directions. You know what is right, yet you hesitate. You know what must be done, yet attachment weakens your resolve. That is Arjuna's crisis, and that is ours too. Modern leadership, the discussions frequently speak about strategy, execution, and performance, but very few discuss inner clarity. Without inner clarity, external success becomes unstable. A leader who cannot manage fear cannot manage institutions. A leader who cannot manage attachment cannot make difficult decisions. A leader who cannot remain calm amidst uncertainty eventually transfers anxiety to the entire system. This is why Krishna does not begin with military tactics. He begins with consciousness. Krishna first shakes Arjuna out of emotional paralysis with a powerful question. Kutastva kashmal midam vishame samupasthitam. Krishna asks, from where has this weakness come upon you at this critical moment? Notice something profound. Krishna does not insult emotion, but he challenges emotional collapse. There is a difference. Sensitivity is a strength. Helplessness is surrender. The Gita never asks us to become emotionless. It asks us not to become imprisoned by emotion. Many people today appear outwardly successful, but inwardly exhausted. Why? Because they are carrying unresolved fears. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of loneliness, fear of losing relevance. And slowly, these fears begin shaping decisions. When fear becomes the hidden advisor, wisdom disappears. Krishna's teaching is not about suppressing emotion. It is about seeing clearly despite emotion. That is leadership. That is maturity. That is yoga. In mountaineering, there are moments when storms suddenly appear. Visibility disappears. Fear rises. Panic spreads quickly within teams. And at such moments, technical skill alone is insufficient. People look at the emotional stability of the leader. If the leader loses composure, the mountain becomes even more dangerous. Life works similarly. Families, institutions, even nations absorb the emotional energy of leadership. A calm mind creates stability. An unstable mind spreads confusion. One of the greatest lessons of the Sankhya Yoga is this: your mind must become your instrument, not your master. Today, we are overstimulated by noise, notifications, opinions, social media outrage, continuous comparison. And somewhere in this noise, human beings are losing the ability to sit quietly with themselves. The Gita repeatedly pulls us inward, not away from action, but toward centered action. That distinction is extremely important. The Gita does not glorify escapism. Krishna does not tell Arjuna to abandon responsibility and disappear into the forest. He tells him to rise with wisdom. That is the essence of today's episode. Life will always have conflict. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be moments where emotion clouds judgment. But true growth begins when clarity becomes stronger than confusion. The battlefield outside can only be handled when the battlefield within becomes quieter. In the next episode, we shall explore one of the most powerful ideas of the Bhagavad Gita: the difference between the temporary and the eternal. Until then, pause occasionally, observe your thoughts, and ask yourself honestly: is my mind serving me or controlling me? Namaste.